starting with Nothing Ear. Now, I have waited for a few days to kind of show this around. Nothing in general as a brand is really, really coming up. So, what they had right now was called a community update. All right. And you guys have to love Nothing for this because they are just the hipsters of the world of technology.
Yep.
And in there, they're all wearing casual clothes and they're all talking about like the money they made and like, oh, things are going so well. And we took 1 year to reach 1 million and 6 months to reach 2 million and da 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 da. And like, they did the whole thing, but the main idea was to show what they're up to in quarter 1 of 2024. And then they moved on to showing the year and year A. Now, coming before I show the products, you're absolutely right. They have a lovely nomenclature, and what they are doing is apparently they want to give up on ones and twos and threes. So first, when they launched year 1, then they launched year 2. But this year they're like, nah, we're done with numbers. We're just going to launch year and year A every year apparently. And I just don't know how that's going to work because there is differentiation for a reason. But I wanted to know what you
Yeah.
guys think. Like, would that work for you guys if you all were like, let's say, interested in Nothing earbuds?
Doesn't the AirPod do the same?
I was going to say, like, if you say yes, I think from an initial marketing standpoint, right? It's the iPad Mini or Mini 2, Mini
Mm.
3. So if you're going into it, but they just call it the
But,
iPad Mini, right?
but this is my point, right? We on our end, let's say consumers or tech reviewers or even retailers, have to find a differentiation. So you'll go around and you're searching iPad mini 4th generation. You're going around
Yeah.
searching AirPods 3.
Yeah.
So even though they don't give it a name and they do this whole thing, the audience needs a differentiation, right?
100%.
Now, for
100%.
example, okay, let me just switch over to the other camera and show this to you guys. All right, so making my point here, in my hand right now, I've got the Nothing Gear 2 and the Nothing Gear, right? Now, if I hadn't told you guys the model numbers, you would not know which one is which in my hand right now. And the thing is, there have been a lot of updates to the products. So
Okay.
externally, they look the same because Nothing Gear 2 won a bunch of awards for this case design and everything. But internally, they've made some upgrades. So how are we supposed to know when they're in a store, they have to go ask and find? Anyway, I know I'll ramble on about this forever, but that's my point, that there just should be numbers. What's the big deal? Just keep it like 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. But there has
Yeah.
to be a way. Always. Anyway, the two products in my hand right now, in my right hand I have the Nothing Ear, which are their flagship products, and in my left hand I have the new Nothing Ear A. So what they've decided is they're going to be they're going to be offering two products to the users, a flagship one but a cheaper option as well. So this one, the Nothing Ear A, is just $100. In the UAE here it is going to be 379 dirhams, whereas
That's not
the
bad.
that's not bad at all. Whereas this one, the Nothing Year, is going to be, I know in the UAE it's 549. In dollars, I think that's about 130. So really well priced products, but yeah, really well priced products. But on the overall, I think I think that the generic audience is going to have a distinct difference to see. Let's talk about the Nothing Year A for a second, okay? Um, there is also a yellow color in these, all right? And I'll show these to you guys in a second. Tell me what you guys think about this. Uh,
Oh,
so a
damn.
bunch,
That looks funky.
right? So
I like it.
basically, for people listening, the part where there is a bit of plastic, I guess, and the soft tip are going to be yellow, while the rest of it is black. And the case is going to be transparent, and wherever there's plastic, there's going to be yellow. I think it's super funky. I wish they had sent those, but I'm not really going to complain or cry over it.
So what's the difference then between the A and the
Okay.
non?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. So let me first tell you the similarities so that the differences make more sense. Both of
Okay.
these have 11 millimeter drivers. Both of these have great noise cancellation, which is apparently 1.8 times better than the Year 2s, which I showed earlier. Both of them have this funky design, all that stuff. What the Year has, which makes it the flagship, is wireless charging. The case has better water and dust resistance, where it's IP55 versus this, which is IPX2, which means that in
Okay.
the case of these ones, your case can also get a little wet. And most importantly of all, the drivers on this are ceramic, which apparently is the
Should
best
perform
for
better.
audio, much better. So what ends up happening, so this is, I think, for those people who just want that little bit better. But for the people who don't care, they launched just a simpler product where the diaphragm for the driver is plastic. In this one, it's a mixture of PMI and TPU, which is partly recycled plastic. So listen,
But
overall,
listening to them, can you tell a difference?
so
Is
listening
it
to them,
noticeable?
listen, the first, I went to that, I went straight to that Interstellar track, the one
Okay.
that
Yeah,
goes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Zimmerman banger.
Zim- the thing is, I will not lie when I say I was confused on whether I was looking for it or I actually found it in terms of the better audio quality. The Year A was a little tinny, just a little, like I said, because I was really looking for it. But I think that a regular person with commercial music and social media is just going to be perfectly happy with these. Like, you have to want the waterproofing and you have to want the wireless charging to get the flagship ones. That's what I would say.
Or let us know in the comments if you want us to do a blind test from the office
Done.
and we figure out whether or not we can tell the difference.
Done. 100%. I think that's a good idea. But the other thing is, and I don't know the difference in this codec. Maybe one of you can tell me if you know, or producer Amara if she's listening. But both these support AAC, SBC, and LDAC. But this one supports LDHC 5.0. I don't know what that is. Does anyone know what that is?
No.
No.
I only
Fair.
know of FLAC as being the most cleanest audio format, digital audio format.
Fair, good
Flat.
to know. So I guess LDH is just better than the rest because only the flagship one has it. So yeah, on the overall, internally they've also made some adjustments on the Year compared to the Year 2, where what they've done is they've added an extra mic here. They've added extra holes for better wind flow and all that stuff. And one thing about these is that if you look at the shape of this, whatever the part that goes into your ear, I've always found them super comfy. I think they've, like, nothing has always done a really good job, and you both will be happy to know it apparently has a low lag mode for gaming on your mobile.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's cool as well. On the overall, listen, the main thing to know, or let's say the biggest update to know about these, is that now, 2024 is tiring. Now they have AI embedded in them. We have Chat GPT integration in these earbuds.
Wow. Because we
Yep.
What's
needed that. Oh yeah.
what's the how do you use it? Like
Right.
is it like Siri
So
or
basically,
what?
nothing has sort of signed a deal with ChatGPT, and they're going to be doing a lot of integration into the phone. What they're doing here is, so I don't know if you guys know this, but the let's say the primary feature of these earbuds is that you can pinch them for commands. Okay,
Okay.
and basically you can set one of the earbuds to be pinched to activate ChatGPT. Now, the example they gave when they presented this was, you're walking and you're on a podcast and you hear a cool concept and you want to know more about that cool concept. So you pinch on your earbud and you ask it, and the Chat GPT app and the Nothing app will talk to each other, and you will have a voice, whatever, a voice
Narration?
talking to you, narration of what you want to know about. And if you want it, it'll also be later on your app. Now, I find this cool. It's really nice. But my thing is, we, like, all of us, when we've used ChatGPT, we've used it very visually, right? I
Hmm.
don't find myself going to ChatGPT for knowledge, if that makes sense. That's
Yeah.
Google's job. right?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so visually, I don't find myself saying, "Hey, ChatGPT, create a script for me for the new Nothing year and year two." You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the very task that ChatGPT was created for is not valid in this scenario.
But
Yeah.
who's to say that couldn't be the case in the future, right? And the nothing ear things already have them, so they're the first to
Fair.
do it.
Fair. I mean, they were very open about the fact that this is a first time trial, and lots of things are
Mm.
in trial mode and whatnot. But listen, on the overall, I think Nothing creates some really nice products. I did not like this brand when it first started out. I'm really beginning to like it. One of the reasons I like it is because every product is individual. So you know how you use an Apple AirPods, and then they're like, oh, use it with Apple for the best thing, and Samsung does the same with theirs as well.
Mm.
Nothing with these anyone can use. You want them for your laptop, you can use it. You want them for your Windows, you can use it. Mac, you can use it. iOS, you can use it. Everywhere it's usable, and that I really like about it. I think that's why the Nothing products like really work out for everybody.
I'd be keen to try them out for that whole low latency in gaming and see whether or not
Done.
how do they work.
Once we know that my house to your house is clear of our floods, I will send one across to you, and you can
Fantastic.
try it out.
Uh, how do they compare to the AirPods? Because I know everyone will ask this, like, oh, it's a new thing. How does it
Right.
do well against the
Okay.
AirPods?
So I will
What's
not
going on?
comment on these two right now because I haven't extensively like used them. I've been using them for just over a day. But if I talk about the year two, which I did use extensively, one, mic quality is amazing on the year twos compared to the AirPods. Considering the AirPods are considered the best when it comes to wireless
Mm,
earbuds, that is definitely one. Comfort, I found the fit, and again, this is so subjective because years are so
Of
different, but I
course.
found the fit way better on the year two than the AirPods. But I did find myself feeling lethargic faster on these compared to the AirPods. So
Okay.
that would be like a very simple comparison I would give. But again, I'm not the best person because as soon as Open Ear came out, I switched to that. I haven't touched my AirPods since I got the Huawei free clips. Like I live on those. So from that perspective, I'm not the best person to compare, but I'll definitely kind of check that out and let you guys know. But yeah,
Cool.
that's pretty much Nothing Year and Nothing Year A.